What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. Today, we're going to cover the top 10 sports families that have ever graced our screens. We're going to tell you everything you need to know about them and more. All that and much more coming your way right now. All right, Nick. Well, we got 10 incredible families here, and I think we should just jump right in. Why don't you start off with number 10? Tell us who the number 10 all time sports family is.
At number 10, we have the Mayweathers. Yes, you probably know that name, Floyd Mayweather. The name's been around a while, especially in boxing. And it all starts with Floyd Mayweather Sr. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was a 16-year welterweight in professional boxing. And I mean, he didn't do too much besides that, but what really happened was he created Floyd Mayweather Jr., who is 50-0 in his career with 27 knockouts. He held 15 major titles in his 19-year career. On top of that, Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s brothers, Roger and Jeff, both were champions in boxing. Roger was the WBC super featherweight and super lightweight champion, and Jeff Mayweather was the IBO super featherweight champ as well. This team has a long history and truly deserves to be on this list.
Yeah, the Mayweathers are definitely rich with history in the boxing community and should be recognized as such. At number 9, I have the Currys, and we start off with the father, Del Curry, the 1994 NBA Sixth Man of the Year. He had a 16-year career playing for the Charlotte Hornets, absolutely incredible. And then he graced us with two amazing sons. First off, you know him, you love him, Steph Curry with the Golden State Warriors, three-time NBA champion, two-time MVP, six-time All-Star, three-time All-NBA first team, 2016 NBA scoring champion, and steals leader, 2015 Athlete of the Year. This man has a resume for the ages. Steph Curry is obviously one of the baddest players we have in the NBA in today's day and age. And that is only the beginning. We also have his brother, Seth Curry. Seth Curry is currently in his 8th year in the NBA. He has, struggled a little bit. He's bounced around from the Mavericks to all different sorts of other teams. He's just all over the place. But now it seems like he's found a niche. He's a really great 3-and-D player. He has a role in this NBA. He is in it because he can actually produce. He is really good off the bench, one of the best bench players we have in the league.
Yeah, the Currys are a true standout family, especially in the NBA. I mean, Seth Curry is truly coming into his own after all these years out of the spotlight of his brother. But I think there's another a family that has a better resume, and that's the Longs. And you'll know them. Howie Long, the father, was a long-time Raider, absolute dominant. This man was a Super Bowl champion, 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 1985 Defensive Player of the Year. He was a 1980s All-Decade Team player and made it into the Hall of Fame in the year 2000. Now, he had two sons. First, the oldest was Chris Long. Yes, Chris Long, the 2-time Super Bowl champ, one time with the Patriots and the year after with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then he was also the 2018 Walter Payton Man of the Year. And finally, we have the youngest brother, Kyle Long, who's dominant in his own right, a 3-time Pro Bowler who would have had a much better career if after 6 years he didn't have to retire due to injury. Kyle Long was one of the best guards in the NFL in his tenure and would have been just as dominant as his brother and his father.
Yeah, I think the Longs are one of those families, especially in the NFL, that are revered as, some of the best to ever grace the gridiron. And it's no shortage of resume for any of these players. And I believe that the Longs will continue to produce NFL ready talent throughout their lineage. Now, we're talking about some of the top NFL players. You got to look at the Matthews family. At number 7, we have Clay Sr., the grandfather. Clay Sr. had a 4-year NFL career, not too long, not too much to be spoken of here. But then we moved down to Clay Jr., his son. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler. He had an 18-year NFL career, absolute stud linebacker. Bruce Matthews, his other Clay Sr.'s other son, 14-time Pro Bowler, 9-time first team All Pro, 1990s All Decade team, NFL 100 All Time team, 2007 NFL Hall of Fame inductee. Bruce Matthews, one of the baddest offensive linemen to ever take the field. This man was insane. Now, coming out in the third generation of Matthews, we had Clay the third, who played for the Packers, won a Super Bowl with them, 6-time Pro Bowl, 2010 first team All Pro. You have Casey Matthews, Clay's brother, 5-year NFL career. Kevin, who's also Clay's brother, 5-year NFL career. And Jake Matthews, son of Bruce Matthews, 2018 Pro Bowl. He's currently played 7 seasons in the NFL and is continuing to be a stalwart on the offensive line. Jake Matthews is one of the better offensive linemen that we have in today's game. The Matthews family is here to stay in the NFL.
The Matthews family is absolutely outstanding when you look at it. To see that it all started with the grandfather, and then it broke down between two brothers who had dominant families by themselves. That's unbelievable. There is something special in the bloodline for the Matthews family. But I think now that we're approaching the top 5, we're getting into the best of the best. And at number 6, we have the Alis. Yeah, that's right. Starts with Muhammad Ali, one of the best boxers to ever grace us. Muhammad Ali was the 1960 Olympic gold medalist winner in the light heavyweight division and became the youngest boxing champ ever at the time in 1964, beating Sonny Liston for the belt. He was part of iconic fights such as Joe Frazier and George Foreman. He was the first 3-time heavyweight title winner and is considered one of the best athletes of the 20th century. Then he had a daughter by the name of Layla. Layla Ali was a super middleweight champ in 2002 and 2005 and completed her career undefeated with a 24-0 record with 20 wins by knockout. This family absolutely dominates the world of boxing, and everybody regards them as two of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, Layla Ali, her 21 wins by knockout were absolutely incredible. She is one of the absolute best female athletes that we've ever seen, let alone boxers. Muhammad Ali, I don't have to say too much. We all know who Muhammad Ali is. Everybody looks up to him. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, am I right? Now we move into the top 5, and this is when it starts to get a little serious. So at number 5, we have the Watt family. And you may know JJ Watt. JJ Watt is one of the pillars of the Houston community. He has been a Houston Texan lifer. JJ Watt is a 3-time defensive player of the year, 5-time first team All Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time sack leader, 2010's All Decade team, 2017 Walter Peyton Man of the Year award winner, and he has now entered the 100 sack club. This man is one of the best defensive ends to ever grace the gridiron. He is one of the best pass rushers this game has ever seen, and we have a ton of obviously amazing pass rushers that we've had in our lifetimes. JJ Watt is simply one of the best. Then you have his brother TJ, who plays a very similar position. He also rushes the passer, but from the outside linebacker position. In his young career so far, he is a 3-time first team All Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler, and 2020 NFL sack leader. This man has absolutely dominated from the moment he stepped onto an NFL field until now. This guy is absolutely incredible and will continue to dominate offenses moving forward. Then you have the third brother, who is also on the Pittsburgh Steelers with TJ, Derek Watt. He has had a 5-year NFL career thus far. He is a fullback. He is the only offensive Watt brother that we have. And while the fullback position is not one of the positions that garners too many statistics. He is one of the better fullbacks that the NFL has. His blocking schemes and his ability to create holes for people like James Conner and Benny Snell. These guys were absolutely incredible. I believe that Derek Watt is one of the best fullbacks that we currently have in the NFL.
Yeah, and looking at these two brothers, I would think that if Derek Watt decided to play defense, he'd be one of the best defensive players in the league as well. It's kind of a shame that he decided to play offense. But at number 4, we have the Williams sisters, starting with Serena Williams, one of the best tennis players of all time. In her singles career, she has a current record of 843 wins and 147 losses. That is an 85.2% win percentage. Absolutely unreal. She has 73 career singles titles to go along with that, which is currently 5th all time. In her doubles career, she has gone 190 wins and 34 losses. Another 84.8% win percentage. Absolutely outstanding, with 23 titles to go along with it. And then her sister Venus, in her singles career, has a record of 812 wins and 256 losses with a win percentage of 76%. Absolutely amazing as well. 49 career singles titles. As a doubles player, she has a career record of 185 wins and 36 losses, win percentage of 83.7%, and 22 career doubles titles also.
Yeah, I mean the Williams sisters. There doesn't need to be a lot said about these women. They are absolutely incredible in and of their own right, and when they get together, it is just magic on the tennis court. So bravo to them. At number 3, we have the Manning family. We start off with Archie Manning, the father, two-time Pro Bowler and one of the best quarterbacks in New Orleans Saints history. He is an incredible athlete, and then he gave us both Peyton and Eli Manning. Peyton Manning, two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, five-time MVP, two-time Offensive Player of the Year, 2012 Comeback Player of the Year, 2005 Walter Payton Man of the Year, seven-time First Team All-Pro, 14-time Pro Bowl, NFL 100 all-time team, and 2021 NFL Hall of Fame inductee. This man is absolutely incredible. He is one of the best, a top 5 quarterback ever. Peyton Manning has done everything you could possibly want the quarterback to do in his career. On top of that, his brother Eli is no slouch at all. Two-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl MVP, four-time Pro Bowl, 2016 Walter Payton Man of the Year, most notably known for his 2007 win against the undefeated New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. While this hurts me to even talk about, Eli Manning is an absolutely incredible quarterback. His career should not be looked at from how it ended, but simply what he was able to do in the biggest moments. He did not shy away. Two-time Super Bowl MVP proves just that. The Mannings have been a long lineage of just winning, and Peyton and Eli prove that to be so.
Wow, after hearing all the accolades that Peyton Manning has acquired during his career, I think I'm going to give you a break to get some water because I'm tired after hearing all that. But Peyton Manning, one of the best to ever play the quarterback position in the NFL, and Eli, 2 Super Bowl wins by himself as well. These two guys have accomplished so much, and I can't imagine what it's like on Thanksgiving Day, the two of these guys just going back and forth with each other and Archie trying to split them up. It must be fun. But I think a family that has accomplished slightly more than them is the Gronkowskis, and mostly because how many of them have made it to professional sports. It all started with their grandfather, Ignatius Iggy Gronkowski. Yes, Iggy Gronkowski represented the United States in the 1924 Summer Olympics in Paris, where he was a pro cyclist. He held 4 world records for the 1/2 mile, 3/4 mile, 1.5 mile, and 2 mile distances. He set the tone for the rest of the family, which led to his son creating a breed of absolute maulers. And it all starts with Rob Gronkowski. He is currently a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first team All-Pro. He made the NFL 100 all-time team. He's a 2010s all-decade team member, 2011 receiving touchdown leader, and 2014 NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Rob Gronkowski is regarded as one of the, if not the best tight end of all time. His brother Glenn Gronkowski was also a Super Bowl champion for the New England Patriots. Dan Gronkowski had a 3-year NFL career. Chris Gronkowski had a 4-year NFL career, and Gordy Gronkowski had a 6-year minor league career in the MLB. This family, all of them have made it to the professional level and have had so much success. This family, I mean, there isn't many families that are this deep that have had this much success.
I mean, that's quite a mouthful, and obviously Rob is the most decorated out of the brothers, but that was pretty cool to learn about Ignatius Gronkowski. I didn't know that he had represented the US in cycling in 1924, mainly because I wasn't alive back then. Needless to say, they have a very rich bloodline of athletes and can definitely produce long lineage so far. Uh, They make this list so far up because of the sheer dominance that both Ignatius and Rob produced all over this world. I believe that the Gronkowskis definitely deserve a top spot here. And at number 1, we have the Jones family. We start off with Chandler Jones. Chandler currently plays for the Arizona Cardinals, for former New England Patriot. He's Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first team All Pro, 2017 sack leader, and 2010's All Decade team. One of the baddest pass rushers that we currently have in the NFL. Then you move on to his brother John Jones. You might have heard of him, John Bones Jones. Ever heard of him? 28 1-1 in the UFC. His loss came from 12-6 elbow strikes, and a no contest came after he tested positive for PEDs after beating Daniel Cormier. He had the most title defenses by a light heavyweight, most wins by a light heavyweight, and longest win streak by a light heavyweight. John Jones is one of the best pound for pound fighters that we have ever witnessed in the UFC. And what he has done in the octagon can never be taken away. Now, because they're at number 1, there has to be a third. Arthur Jones. Arthur Jones is a Super Bowl champion. He's had an 8-year NFL career. He played for the Baltimore Ravens and was on the team with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. This man is one of the better defensive tackles that we've seen in a long time. Extremely strong, extremely athletic. These guys all work out together. They all work well together. I believe that Arthur Jones definitely is undercredited, just as the defensive tackle position is. All the Jones family deserves to be here at number 1.
They absolutely do. And they're the only family where more than 2 of them were all champions. They've all been at the height of their respective sport, and they deserve to be here. And John Jones, one of the best athletes we've ever seen. I mean, you mentioned the 12-6 elbows that cost him his only loss, which many regard as never being a loss. So I'm looking at some of the most dominant players all coming from one family.
It's absolutely incredible what all of these families have accomplished. And I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below which family you think should have made this list, which family you might have taken off. That'll be all for now. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all for now. Peace and love.